Hey, what's up guys? Coach Joe here, J&A Fitness, Wyckoff, New Jersey. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about carbohydrates and why I think you may want to start eating some more or start eating the proper carbohydrates, or why actually you might want to cut carbohydrates out altogether. Now, in its simplest form, we need carbohydrates. Things like potatoes, rices, oats, fruits and vegetables, we need them. Carbohydrates essentially are energy for us. They're energy for our brain, they're energy for our body, they're energy for our workouts. You can consider them like fuel in a car. Your car cannot drive if it doesn't have fuel. Now, let me first backtrack to people who may not be working out. If you're not working out, in other words, if you're not driving your car, you may not need a lot of gas for it, right? Because it's sitting in your driveway. So you may not want to eat a lot of carbs if you're a sedentary person and you're not using a lot of energy. Although carbohydrates is great for for filling up your mental capacity, it is not necessarily good for your waistline when you are sedentary. So let's fast forward to the people who are working out. So if you're exercising, you need carbs, you need energy. It's like taking your car and going on a road trip across the United States. At some point, you're gonna have to stop and refill up the tanks. And that's much like how carbohydrates work. When you exercise, when you move, when you burn calories, you start to deplete your energy levels. And to restore those energy levels, it takes carbohydrates. Fats and proteins don't do the same function for you. So it's very important that you get a good amount of carbohydrates in. The average person should be consuming as little as 100 carbohydrates, as many as 150 or even 200 grams of carbohydrates a day. And that may seem like a lot, but when you're exercising and you're moving and you're burning that many calories, when you're driving your car that far, you need to refuel it. It's super important. So is carbohydrates good for your diet? Yes. Now, let's talk about the bad carbohydrates. We know what the good ones are: your rices, your potatoes, your oats, your fruits, your vegetables, all that other stuff. But your bad carbohydrates, what are those? Those are things like breads, pastas, refined sugars, cereals. Granola is another really bad carbohydrate. And see, when you go to eat these things, these can be more converted into fat because we don't use it as the same energy levels. So carbs get a bad rap because we think of them as pasta, we think of them as bread, when essentially those aren't necessarily carbohydrates, although they are, they're actually borderline junk food. So when you think about breads, pastas, cereals, refined sugar, all that stuff, you can think about that more as junk food and less as the fuel that I was just talking about. Things like potatoes and rices and oats, fruits, vegetables, all these different carbohydrates that are good are going to be used for energy. They're going to be used for brain function as well too. Help keep your memory good, help keep your skin clear, all of that type of stuff. So make sure that when you're looking into your diet, you don't particularly pick on carbs too much because they can be your main fuel source. Remember, carbs are like gas in your car. If you're using your car a lot, you gotta refill a lot. If you're working out a lot, you gotta refill a lot. Coach Joe, J&A Fitness, we'll check you out next time.